Hi everybody, welcome to Gunpla TV.
Hey guys.
Brought to you by HobbyLink Japan. This is episode 110.
110, Sid.
110 and 109 was quite an interesting situation there. Would you like to explain what happened?
Well, yeah, sure. The first thing that was kind of wrong is that Sid said some stuff.
It's not wrong that I said this.
No.
It's wrong that I skipped it when I was editing. I was doing a speed edit, trying to just mash things together because we had a busy week last week.
It's been crazy.
And I missed something. And some people picked up on it.
Yeah, and then I tried to fix the problem in YouTube, which just made the audio 0.
Yeah.
And then 5 seconds of the video had a little tune. So we took it down, and with YouTube you have to repost the whole video and everything.
And subscribers get the messages again. So a bit of a pain, but thanks for
we
bearing with
apologize.
us.
Yeah, thank you.
As you can see, we make mistakes.
Yes,
you
we
see
do.
that in
we're only human. Anyway, yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah, that's in all the past. We'll try and make sure we don't have that happen again.
And a lot of people love SD.
What's that?
A lot of people love SD.
Yeah, a lot of people love SD.
Yeah,
it was awesome response we got for the competition we posted.
Yeah, don't forget there's a competition. People are already posting on our wall.
Yeah. And
have a look and say if you like this stuff, comment on it.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of good work
there. Show off your SDs, one poster.
Yep.
Now,
I'm going to show something. Should I go first?
Why don't you go first because that just came in and then I'll talk about my side of things here. What have you got there?
I've got the Girls und Panzer Tank.
Yes, you do. Now, are you familiar with this new animation at all?
It's girls who have a tank. Is that right?
More or less. You nailed it right on the head there. But actually, what's inside that box?
I will show you now. Okay, so let's have a look in the box. Well, actually, let's have a look at the cover art. What's this? This is a hippo, yeah?
Well, it is. This is the Kaba-san team version. Kaba is Japanese for hippo.
Oh, okay.
So you have the hippo team version.
It's a cute little hippo, eh?
That's quite the graphic they have there.
Yeah. Hold on. Just
money shot. Okay.
Yeah, money shot. Yeah. Sets the tone.
That's right.
What you do get is a tank
and some girls.
You get a tank. You get some tracks.
Yeah.
And you get girls.
How very Japanese.
And then you get some more, I guess some flags. Oh, and you get the manga.
Oh, that's a start.
Oh, and you get some photo etched parts.
Oh, that's good too.
So yeah, that's Girls and Panzers. If people know this anime and are really into it, please let me know. Please let us know. In Japan, it's huge.
Yeah, it is.
It is huge.
It is. I guess it's got that perfect crossover between battle machines and schoolgirls.
Well, I'm confused because, like, if you're into tanks, you buy tank kits.
You're probably not into.
If you're into anime,
girly animes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're into those kind of animes, are you really into tanks?
Yeah. So let us know if you would buy this tank because you're so into the anime. I'd be super interested to know. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I got a couple things to show that came in, and they're actually not new per se. I had wanted to show one of these when we did a previous episode when we talked about Katoki Hajime. Yeah. We never had it in stock. It's hard to come in stock, but we just had a massive restock from Bandai. Yes. So people out there saying, when's this going to restock? When's that going to restock? Chances are it's here now. And we have a ton of stuff, so I actually managed to get a hold of one here. It is the Ver Ka Mobile Pod Ball. Sounds like a game. Yeah. Let's go play some pod ball. Let's go play some pod ball. I just wanted to show this because when I talked about the pod ball on the Katoki episode, I could only show the non-Katoki version. Yeah. I kind of felt like, that's not really how it should be done. Maybe I should really show the real thing. So now I have it here. Here it is. I will just show you. And here's a couple close-ups of what you can expect from even a Katoki ball. How big is this ball? Like, what's the scale? Well, it's still 1/100. It's a gun, right? So it's huge. It's a master grade. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty. It's a big ball. You actually see a lot of people make these for use in diorama. They're awesome. Yeah, like the full-on space station type thing. I will give that to you, and I'll pull out this other new kit, which came actually the end of last week. Yes. Actually, Monday. Sorry, came Monday. Now this is the Sinanju, and we're talking about the Sinanju in this episode of the TV. But before we get into how it looks all built and the differences and the similarities and whatnot, I thought we'd just give the the usual shot of what's in the box. So let's open this up. So everybody should be familiar with what's inside the Master Grade Sinanju box. I mean, it's only been out for 4 years, but we'll give you a brief rundown anyway. You got these huge effect parts, which are awesome, by the way. And you get 2 of these runners for that big shield here. Now here's the newest addition to our family. Actually, this is the
the P runner it's called. It's actually P1 and P2 because when they first released it, it fit into a smaller box.
Okay.
Because it was came with a magazine. But this they've put it together here, stuck it together, and it's the P parts, and this is all just the bazooka. And you can see they've included the springs in this this runner bag as well.
So that's new.
It's new, but it did come with the Sinanju Stein, so
okay.
It's, you know, it's what makes this OVA version 500 yen more expensive than the version Ka, because you get a bazooka. But they didn't take anything out, which is good. So it's a bonus. And of course, here's the runners in the plastic. And you get 2 runners of just thrusters, which I think is awesome. Thrusters and armor cables. And then the 1 yellow runner. Now I was hoping they would redo this color in like a really gold color for the OVA version, but they haven't. And I suspect that's because to get a really gold color, they would have to do some kind of treatments, which would make it more expensive. So we just left it at that. You can see this one also comes with water slide decals.
Yep.
And also those new type of stickers that Bandai includes there.
Okay.
So I'm going to actually put this away because I don't need to show too much of these runners because we're going to talk about this more in depth. But one thing I want to say is that I think the Sinanju has the best box art out of any Gundam kit I have ever seen. So that's the Sinanju, the unopened, unboxed. How you get it as soon as it comes from the...
And a lot of people have asked about the difference between the two, which you're going to explain.
That's what we're going to explain.
And they said they wouldn't make a decision until
a lot of people on the fence, like, because they don't actually know what's different about it. You know, is there a reason that you would purchase the new Sinanju over the old version Ka? And that's actually what we're going to talk about now. So I actually have both of them right here.
Sweet.
So
here's one.
Here's one, and here's the other. Now, if I don't tell you which one's the old one and which one's the new one, do you think you could guess?
No, it's hard.
It's hard. This is the old one.
Yep.
And this is the new one. And now the new one is supposed to be OVA color, although a lot of that hasn't really changed. But when I actually had them standing beside each other for the first time, you can see the difference.
Yeah, there is a slight difference.
The old version Ka, it has that glossy plastic look. A lot of people were concerned about. They end up flat coating or painting. But the OVA version here, it's actually flatter.
Yeah, it's much more matte.
And even the yellow is a little bit flatter as well, which was an issue that I kind of had with the old version. Kind of looked like a toy. And now probably the biggest difference between the two, Ryan, is that the material that is used to construct them.
Yes.
Now the version Ka here that was made in 2008, December 2008. It's ABS. It's got that ABS frame. But the new one, the OVA version, we're going to call it, it is polystyrene. It's got the polystyrene frame, which weighs less.
Okay.
And I thought, oh, you know, there's going to be a difference in weight. One of them's going to be lighter than the other. Yeah. It's hard to tell with just feeling it. So why don't we actually get a scale?
Let's get a scale.
And let's do a weigh off here.
It's the first time Gunpla TV first. A weigh on.
Weigh off. Whoa. Weigh off. Weigh on. Okay, let me slap that on here.
This way.
We're going to use this nice little.
Turntable,
and then we're going to make sure it
What's
turns.
the weight of the turntable?
Turntable is 635 grams. So keep that in mind. We're just going to go. We're just going to give you a total. I'm not doing any math.
This is like Mythbusters.
That's right. We're Mythbusters.
Maybe Discovery will pick us up.
Polystyrene ABS. We're different in weight. Okay. So first off, let's go with the version Ka, the old version Ka. Dun, 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 dun.
So it's about 900.
Yeah, 900 on the nose. Okay, 900, all right?
Okay.
Now let's go with the new polystyrene OVA Sinanju. What do you think?
Weighs less?
It should weigh less. How much does it weigh?
It weighs about 10 grams less.
So 890?
Yeah.
Okay, you heard it here first on Gunpla TV. The OVA weighs 10 grams less than the version Ka. But there are other differences.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna show those to you as well. Just let me get the stuff here.
Okay.
So in this corner we have the Sinanju version Ka, and in this corner we have the Sinanju version A. And I don't know if you can see it on camera here, but there's a little bit of a difference in color. Now I don't know how accurate it is to the anime. I mean, I've seen the anime, but really how Have they got the exact tone? I don't know. But you can see that this has got that matte, darker look than this. The Version Ka has that plastic kind of shiny look. So this is a step in the right direction for the OVA, and the yellow is also darker, and that was a problem for me when I first was building the yellow. I may have mentioned that before. Now, one thing I want to talk about before we actually get into the construction of both of these kits is the included weapons here. So they both get, of course, that shield, one of the coolest shields in the Gundam universe, complete with the axes that can swing around. Awesome, and the cool rifle. They both get the rifle, and the mounted grenade launcher that can fit onto the shield as well. Both of them get that.
Man, that's cool.
That's cool. It's all the same. Now, what the OVA version gets that the Version Ka does not is the bazooka.
Well, that's an impressive bazooka.
And this is actually the bazooka from the Sinanju Stein. And why am I showing that? It's because it's the same.
Okay.
The Sinanju Stein, it came with this bazooka. So if you've got the Stein, you already have a bazooka. But this one, you'll see that the Stein has this handle with that little tab. We mentioned this before. It's because of how the hands on the Stein are constructed. So for the OVA version, you're just going to go and use this little handle piece. I don't know if you can see that very well.
Yeah, a little bit.
You can see it's got these little tabs, these tiny tabs. Compared to this, it's quite a bit different.
So the hands are quite different on the...
the hands are the same on the kit. Yeah. Except the Stein, of course, has that new type hands. But you're not going to get this handle in the OVA box. This is just left over from the Stein here. I'll put this guy over here. And I don't need to mention how they're the same. Of course, they're the same as plastic kits, but the markings are actually different. And I'll bring these guys back out again here. Here is the Version Ka, and we'll flip this over here. The foil stickers are the same. We don't need to mention them. Here's all the Version Ka markings.
Yeah, it's
look at all these things. Like a lot of people, they loved the Sinanju, and then they got to the markings, and it was, oh my god, like what am I doing here? This is unreal. If this is their first Version Ka kit, I kind of feel sorry for them. But the OVA version, here's your markings. Quite a bit different.
Yeah, a lot less, I'd say.
Quite a bit different. Significantly. Which is actually, I prefer the lesser amount, because I think that the suit itself looks amazing and doesn't need a lot of accents.
Yeah.
But here's one thing we just discovered as we were pulling out the camera to film this episode. Here are the water slides. Now here's the water slides for the OVA. Nice golden shiny.
Yep.
Here are the water slides for the Version Ka. They're kind of yellowish.
Yeah. I don't know if this will show up on camera, but there is a real difference.
We'll get some photos. I'm going to try and move them here so the light can kind of reflect.
But you're absolutely right. The ones on the right.
Yeah, the Version Ka is more yellow, probably to match this yellow on the suit. Whereas this one's got that gold here. It's much more gold, which is actually kind of awesome. I didn't expect them to redo this, but they did, and it looks really, really good. So I might actually go ahead and use these this time instead of the foil stickers. Now, sorry, there's one more thing. Did I mention these? The marking stickers on the OVA. Sorry. Yes. This is the OVA. So you do get a lot of markings, but they're not as embellished as you get on the Version Ka.
No.
Now the big question that people have been asking, mentioning, stating, it's like, well, aren't they the same? Which one do I get? Is there, they're the same.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions on Facebook. I want to know, what's the difference?
Yeah, I want to know what's the difference. How do I decide? Well, we'll talk about that right now. And the biggest difference, the only real difference, is the plastic use. We have ABS versus polystyrene. Now I find with the ABS, you get a nice solid kit that's really stiff. It'll hold up. You can pose it in a variety of poses. Even with that giant backpack, it's not going to be a problem. However, one of the drawbacks to that thick ABS is that plastic peg, the peg in the torso, and I'm not going to actually take apart to show you because I don't want to risk breaking it. A lot of people have broken their Version Ka at the peg where it joins the torso to the body because it's just so tight fitting. Now with the OVA version, and it's polystyrene plastic, I'll go slow here, but come on, baby. This is the peg in question right there.
Okay.
People bust this off all the time. Thanks to the polystyrene, this peg is actually pretty forgiving, this hole. So you're not going to have that same kind of danger when you slap your stuff on. Like I'd been taking this apart, putting it back together, taking it apart, putting it back together, just to kind of test it out, see if I ever felt at any time that I was in danger of breaking something. And the answer is no. So for those people who are worried about breaking off their peg, you know, I read on the internet that the peg on the skirt breaks off in that version Ka Sinanju. Well, it does sometimes, as well as the little piece here on the back of the backpack here. Let's see if I can pull this out. This piece will sometimes break as well on the version Ka, if you're not careful. But with the OVA version, you don't have to worry about it.
Now that's just because of the lighter plastic? Or?
It's there's a little bit more flex to it.
Okay.
So as you push it on there, it will actually give a little bit.
Okay.
So there's never any real problems unless you're like really forcing stuff on there. You don't have to worry about it. But with that lighter, more forgiving plastic, we may find at some point in the future that the joints of the OVA might not be as stiff as they were when you first assembled it. I'm going to play around with this guy for a while here and see if he's able to do the same poses as this guy. So far he has, of course, it's the same frame. But it might be a matter of time if I'm holding this big shield and this big bazooka which mounts on the bottom on this guy's arm, it might start to sag a little bit simply because of the weight of it. But that was never really a problem on the version Ka. If it came to having to suggest one, then I would probably have to suggest the OVA if you have not built one yet. If you've not built a Sinanju, I'd say go for the OVA. You're not going to have to worry about that torso peg, and you can get away with being rough with it. But if you've already built the version Ka, then you know you're probably not going to not have any difficulties doing this one. Of course, you know it's not going to be a challenge for you to build it. You might actually find that it's a little bit of a letdown because you didn't get anything new with it, as opposed to the version Ka. But either way, you can't go wrong. I think you know it's a good time to be a Gundam UC fan because you have these choices. What we might find in the near future is that the version Ka gets discontinued. When the OVA version of the Unicorn came out, it had some changes to the armor which allowed the legs to move and the torso to move, and the Vulcans in the head. And the version Ka Unicorn is now discontinued. It's no longer available. So Bandai might decide to go down that road. They might slowly weed out the production of the version Ka in favor of the OVA, and then you won't have a choice. So you know it might be worth picking up a version Ka now if you haven't built one. But either way, it's the same suit, and it's probably the best Gundam model there is. So I suggest picking one or the other up and having a good time. All right, so there's the rundown on the Sinanju, both the version Ka and the OVA, and I'm just gonna put these back in their boxes and pack them off.
Okay.
But Ryan, I understand you had a busy weekend as well. I built the version Ka in a couple of days, and you also spent a couple of days doing something.
Yeah, I was damaging my phalanx.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. I hope you will show that.
Yes. Okay. So as you can see, last week I actually built this guy.
Yeah.
And now I've decided to actually do some battle damage to my phalanx. You can see here, I've already kind of started. You see that okay?
Oh yeah.
Now, I want to make it look as if he's been strafed by some jet in Battlefield 3. So...
Okay, I like what this is.
So, the kind of pose I'm going to get him into is something like this, where he's leaning back, and the jet has kind of shot its way up, and then whacked him in the head. So
sorry, I guess his arm there, for lack of a better term, is up like to guard his.
Yeah, it's body? Like a shield. It's like to protect his.
Well, when you have him in that pose right now, that's the image that we're getting here. So it's good.
Now, it was very hard to start doing damage to this guy because I've never really gone to town on a kit.
Yeah.
And actually, there's a great tutorial on our website by a guy called Cam on how to do battle damage. So I've just been following that. But I will demonstrate a little bit how to do battle damage. So as you can see, I've made the bullets through here. And what I initially did was use this tool and just make a small enough hole to actually get my knife in there and kind of cut it out. But I'll demonstrate that soon. But also what I did up here is it's as if the bullet struck the end and kind of cracked away a piece of the, what do you call that, the gate, missile guard. And this green plastic was much easier to work with. I even used some like sandpaper to sandpaper down a little bit. While this plastic here was a lot more brittle to cut through. But what I also did was kind of went into the crevices and kind of just wore it down with my knife and try to make some like more indentations. Is that the right word?
Yeah, scarring.
Scarring. To get a more realistic effect. And once I've finished doing the battle damage, I'm then going to apply a primer and do it that way. But yeah, let me demonstrate how I made a hole. Okay. This is going to be exciting. And so what I'll do, I shall do it on this rocket thing here. I can say, you know, one shot through here. So I took this, my screwdriver, and let's hope I don't pierce my hand. Now I know you can use like a hot iron, a hot pin.
A soldering iron, yeah.
A soldering iron. You can also use like tools, like drills and things like that.
I've heard of some people heating up the end of a paper clip.
Yeah.
And jabbing it in like that.
But I'm doing this like for the guy who has no money.
Yeah.
All you have is a stake.
Or a paper clip and a lighter.
Yeah. And you have a knife. So I just got to get enough in there to get enough to get. Now the good thing is I kind of broke off the tip of my knife.
Oh, okay.
But what that means is I can actually make these very nice circular holes. And then I just slowly drill through with my knife. Can you see? Getting a little hole in there. So I want to make it look like actually the bullet went right through. So we have that there. And then, well, from the tutorial I was using, to just kind of cut away at the edges a little bit, just to make it look like it's actually cracked. To just scar the plastic up a little bit. It's kind of nerve-wracking doing this on camera.
Don't cut your thumb.
Yeah, I know. Ryan goes to hospital episode. I'll probably put in some more holes as well later on, but this is just to demonstrate. And then just to kind of crack away at the edge here, I'm just going to use my cutting knife and just go in there and just cut a big chunk out of it. Like that, and then, sorry, I'll just grab I haven't shown these before, but they were given to me by Jim.
Yeah, these are good.
Yeah, which are really awesome sanding sticks.
Yep.
Is that the right word?
Yeah.
And then just kind of go in there and just.
They're from Wave.
From Wave. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of
Wave Corporation. They have a whole bunch of different sizes and grits and yeah.
Yeah, these are pretty sweet. So I'm just going in here, just kind of softening the edges a little bit. And the guy does recommend actually applying some heat and just like melting a little bit of it, just to make it, what is the word, more realistic. So anyway, so that's just to demonstrate a little bit of like a bullet hole. So let me attach it to here and let's have a look. So there we have a hole right through there, and I'll probably add another couple of bullet holes in here so it actually looks like he's come all the way up. Yeah. But let's do the piece de resistance. Just pop off this guy's head and put a little hole in the side of his head. So this
I feel like doing that sometimes. Putting something in the side of my...
So I'm just going to put it here, right at the edge. This hole here that's where the antennae fit. Antenna. And this is actually a different kind of plastic from the other one. It's a harder plastic, slightly more brittle. So it takes a little bit more elbow grease. Actually, maybe I'll crack this guy's head open later. Okay, so we have a small enough hole, hopefully, to get my knife in there. But yeah, battle damage is cool.
Yeah?
I'm always scared of just going, too far.
Well, that's the thing you have to watch out for. It can be overdone and then you lose the effect.
So I'm hoping by just having like a strafing run, it looks like it's a very specific kind of damage. And then I just come through here and just cut a few pieces around the edge out. And I'm hoping once I do a dry brush on the top and just kind of highlight these things, that'll be slightly better. Actually, I need a smaller kind of sanding thing just to get into these kind of holes. But this should be fine. Anyway, it kind of just demonstrates what I want to see. So you can see there's the little hole. I'll probably put a couple more in there later. But let me just put this together and we can see if the lines match up. Okay. So he's protecting himself like that. Okay, so you can see, so hopefully the bullets would come up here and then
put him back in the pose you had him before.
Can you?
Let me hold on. I'm gonna pretend I'm the plane.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Sweet. Okay, well that's Ryan's newbie tutorial.
Very nice, very nice.
On how to do some damage, and
you'll go pro soon.
Yeah. Will they pay me? And
that's what pro means.
I hope to have next week sprayed this guy up with at least a primer.
Yep.
And I guess we'll get on to questions next.
Sure. Ryan, that's actually pretty awesome.
Well, yeah, it's fun. I've never been down this road, so I'm excited.
Hey, it's damage. How can you go wrong?
Yeah, and it's called a damage
phalanx. You can, but let's just pretend you can. All right,
next week
we got some comments. We got some stuff.
Yes, we have comments.
Okay,
just 3 today. Or 2 comments and 1 love letter. The first is from Dan. This is from the blog. I love SD. They're great practice kits. There's a lot you can do, like airbrush and hand painting, removing seam lines, and enjoying putty to hollow parts. I have that Wing Zero SD and the MG version. The SD really looks awesome once you get some paint on it. It's one of the most detailed SDs out there. I can't wait for my SD Banshee to arrive. Thank you, HRJ, for having these types of kits in stock.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah. I like these kind of messages that make me feel warm.
Hey, speaking of in stock, I did mention that we got that big restock, but we also have the second half of our Bandai sale up now.
Yes, we have a sale, and it's got a bunch of Gundam in it.
There's Gundam in there, there's SD in there.
There's SD.
BB. So we thought we'd make a little plug
If you want SDs, you know where to go.
Talk to that guy if you want to. This is going back to how we were referring to him as sexually transmitted diseases.
Well, this guy also likes detailed SDs.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, next. I don't know how to pronounce this. Cthulhu.
Call of Cthulhu.
Cthulhu?
Yeah.
Hey, Syd and Ryan. Great job as always. I'm really interested in the already released and upcoming Mavlov kits from Kotobukiya. So my question is, what is the difference between the 1/44th scale models and the non-scale models besides the price? Is there a similar difference like the HG and MG Gundam kits, or is it simply the big size or the non-scale models?
Well, that's a good question, because we did build a Mavlov here in the show some time ago, but I haven't yet built one of the 1/144 scale Mavlovs. So when they arrive here, we're going to slap one together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll talk about them on the show.
And we'll do I'm sure a Mavlov special.
Well, we'll go back to Mavlov.
Yeah. Have a look.
We'll give some more love to the Mavlov.
Give some love to Mav. Okay.
Yes.
Justin Tinterwine. Tintertwine. Just intertwine. Come on, people. Hey guys, a few questions here for Ryan. Would you ever consider kit bashing a Gundam with another kit? If I knew how to kit bash, I would consider that. For Syd.
Yeah.
What's the most complex SD kit that you've seen, and do you think that Turn X will ever see an MG treatment?
Well, SD by nature aren't that complex, so I don't know if I've actually seen what I would consider complex. But I really like the Unicorn and the Banshee, how they're made to transform. I thought that was pretty cool for an SD. You know, something this big is made to transform. And the Unicorn, it can go into the Destroy and Unicorn mode, and also into some kind of unicorn shape. Yeah. So I mean that's pretty awesome for an SD.
Actually, I like the bigger SDs. They're easier to handle.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
As for Turn X, I would love to see a Turn X MG, but I don't know if it's in the cards or not. Turn A was kind of a one-off. We've seen that as an MG, but nothing else from that line and as the 1/100 scale MG kit anyway.
Okay.
But it could come down to licensing.
Okay.
might be that Bandai has not got the license for that design yet. So who knows?
It's all about licensing.
That's right.
He does continue. Also, to Syd, I definitely recommend watching Gundam X. That's the series that Leopard is from. Lots of nostalgic memories for me there, as well as frustrations on how Bandai hasn't produced any master grade from the series. Mid-late 2013 XX release. Please, Bandai. And a lot of people talking about this Leopard in the comments.
Well, we talked about the XX a couple times. People have mentioned in the comments, why aren't they doing a master grade of... And the series was cut short, if I recall, and it doesn't get the attention that Seed, Wing, Gundam, you see the main ones that are still ongoing. Gundam Age, of course, as well.
Maybe they just didn't get the feedback in Japan that they wanted.
Maybe, but Bandai's schedule is pretty much 1 or 2 master grades a month, and they have all these suits that they're still hoping to produce, and new animes coming out which require them to produce suits again. So squeezing something else in there that might not sell as well might not be any tough decision for Bandai. They might just say, well, let's hold off on that, let's hold off on that.
Actually, Bandai should do some of the Pacific Rim.
Yeah, I hope somebody gets the licenses for that. It's going to be awesome. One thing I wanted to mention to everybody out there is we just put up the new Bandai pre-orders.
Yes.
For the new stuff. There were Master Grade Ale Strike Remasters on there. And previously, I think we showed it at the Gunpla TV, or the Gunpla Expo.
Yep.
Gunpla TV episode, the Hobby Show. And it was this, I think it was supposed to be an April release at the time. And it got pushed back, and it wasn't on our site. But now we got the info from Bandai. It's on our site. You can pre-order.
Yeah.
And it's going to be coming in May.
Ooh.
So only 6 weeks away or so.
That should be exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
You pumped?
I'm going to grab it as soon as it comes, of course. And we'll be making some Gundam Seed love. I'll be spreading my Gundam Seed.
Having little SDs.
And picking up some SDs.
Okay.
All right, is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, I want to just promote our blog, HobbyLink TV. If you've been watching Brian doing the Hulk, or if you want some tips on how to do figures better, please watch what Brian's doing. He's dry brushing. It looks really awesome. Yeah. We also have our channel, so please subscribe to us. And we have a Facebook page too. And don't forget, send us some photos of your SDs. Yeah. The plastic kind. And you might win one of these posters. This one right here. Yeah. Complete with all the holes at the top of it. Yeah. We'll sign. Sign posters? Are we that famous? No, that does not devalue that $0. We'll sign the back. That way you can sell it on eBay. All right. Okay. Anything else? No, that's all I got to say. All right. See you later. See ya.